Day one, and this is where I decided to eat my lunch as I was randomly driving. Mount William, apparently. Lots of sheep and a hawk. This is my sweet ride that I had to fight for. Fun story. But I don't know how this is going to show up on the camera, but as you can see, it's quite the view out that way. I've been here for about 4 hours and I've already decided this is the most beautiful country in the world. I just picked a random road to get off of, and I ended up here. And the pathway is closed due to lambing. You can see some little lambs over there. They're being loud, and it rained for a bit, but now it's getting sunny. And I'll show you my lunch here. It's Camembert cheese and cream crackers. So yeah, New Zealand, day one. Beautiful. Beautiful. Day two, another random road. Apparently I'm headed towards a volcanic area. I just left for Tora, which smells like rotten eggs because it's nothing but geysers and volcanic stuff. And this is another random thing I found. These cows over here giving me the stare down. Again, rainy. Seems to be rainy every morning here. But supposedly it's going to clear. And I'm going to get my nerd on today and go to the Hobbiton set at some point. I don't know. Right now I'm just following this road. There's supposed to be some cool lakes and stuff that the lady at the motel told me about. So here I am. It's beautiful as always, and yeah, it's awesome. Alright, so I mispronounced it. I was told just now by the lady that it's Rotorua. And apparently I'm the only American to have been here in a while, but this is where I ended up. It's a volcanic park, and here's the first of what they call the Red Lakes. Pretty crazy. Out there you can kind of see the volcanic activity. I'm on a 90-minute walk that includes walking up a mountain and a lot of stairs. Apparently everyone else takes buses, but me being the cheap / I think I'm athletic person that I am, I decided to do the walk. So yeah, they gave me a sweet umbrella because it's been raining all day, but it's not raining right now. And I'll take some more pictures and maybe some video as we go. This is Frying Pan Lake. I don't know if it'll come through. I'm starting to wish I had a better camera, but you can hear the water boiling. What's significant about this place is it's the only place like it in the world that's formed in modern times. It formed in 1886 or something like that. So what I love about New Zealand is this right here. They trust you to not be an idiot, so they don't put guardrails anywhere. So, you know, don't step over while you're filming. This place is pretty unreal. So one thing I want to record so I remember is it just got really hot. I've been wearing a light jacket since I got here because it's been a little cold, and I just walked down a little closer and all of a sudden I'm almost sweating, and from what I just read, the ground is apparently 91 degrees Fahrenheit that I'm walking on. Even this high above the volcanic activity. But here you can kind of see the way the water's moving with the wind and how it's being forced to move along because of the heat. It's kind of cool. Like out there you can see it has its own current that they move into each other. Pretty crazy. And then there's like a chimney thing going on over here. And apparently I'm going to climb one of these mountains here in a minute. Another thing to note about this area is it's basically a jungle. You can kind of see over there the palm trees and the more jungle kind of plant life, while all around this area on the drive up here it was a lot of firs and regular type of mountainous greenery. But it's so hot in the ground here that it causes tropical plants to grow, which is pretty insane. Does smell bad though. Here you can really hear it mixed with that over there. Fun note, the water is in fact boiling. I thought I would touch it to make sure, and I burnt my finger. So it's boiling. It is hot. Pretty crazy. Apparently there's springs that come from up that way and all around here, and that's what causes this insane rush of water right here. And there's a weird type of algae that grows as well. It's almost like a warm water algae, I guess is what I read. Pretty crazy. So I just climbed my first mountain in New Zealand, and here we can see the Rainbow Volcano. Did I mention this place has a lot of volcanoes? A lot of volcanoes. And if you come around here, this is the summit, what I get, this little pond now. So this is what this looked like a little over 100 years ago, and this is what it looks like now. It's a lake, and if you can kind of see in the distance, there's a little island, and that used to be a volcano. And above that is another volcano that is one of the highest in the North Island, kind of covered by clouds and such. Gotten real hot, taking my jacket off. The climb said not for unfit people. Guess I'm considered an unfit person now because it took a bit out of me. But yeah, it is well worth it. It is absolutely gorgeous. Whew! Natalie Portman, eat your heart out. Here we have a one-lane bridge. These are all over. You have to make a decision. You or them. But luckily it's just me and these cows today. A whole bunch of cows. And another volcano up ahead. And I'm on my way to Hobbiton out of Rotorua. Yeah. Alright, so I'm on my way to Hobbiton, but I just missed the next tour, so I have a couple of hours to wait. So I figured I would stop and take a panoramic, beautiful view of where this area is, and you can clearly see why they were like, hey, let's make this into Hobbiton. Because you can see forever, and it is beautiful, and it stopped raining, and it's warmed up, so beautiful day. Day 3, I believe. A little confused, and it is an absolutely gorgeous day. No rain as of yet, but as I was told yesterday, New Zealand suffers 4 seasons in a day, so could all change. I stayed last night in Matamata, and thanks to a nice American girl, I was able to stay in a house, so that was pretty awesome. And due to some situations beyond our control, I will be spending tonight again in Matamata because she locked her keys in her house and I had to drive her to work. So I will be back there again after she is out of work, and probably spend the rest of the day hanging out with her. Pretty cool. So yeah, I'm halfway between Taronga and Matamata. I picked this random road to go off of because this mountain looks really, really cool. So I started driving towards it, and so far this is the closest I can get. Doesn't look like there's a way up it, unfortunately, because it is massive. And that way is supposedly the ocean, and this way is a racetrack. So lots of things going on, but I'm going to go ahead and head out now. Reason other than it's a massive mountain, and I pulled over in the cemetery here because they have a public toilet. Now there's some dudes letting their dog out, so I'm gonna head out now. So I started doing this thing where when I'm driving, every time I get to a hill, I just noticed that I hold my breath because I have no clue what's going to be on the next side of this hill. And then something like this happens. And I'm just overwhelmed by this. I mean, it's insane. I can videotape this for hours and never be able to explain to anyone how ridiculously beautiful this country is. I can take 1,000 pictures, I can tell 1,000,000 stories, but it will never capture the feeling that I get when I'm here. It's breathtaking. The way the people live, the way the country smells, the way the air tastes, the way the stars look. It's just utterly breathtaking, every second of it. And I've never felt more free than just driving down a random road with not a care in the world. I honestly have no idea where I'm going right now. I'm headed north-ish. Probably turn around and take a road the other way at some point, but right now I'm just... Alright, so I don't know why, but I was driving and kind of overwhelmed by beauty and everything, and saw a hill and thought I should climb that hill. So I'm climbing this hill. Pretty big. But I tried to find a recess here in this rock to maybe, so I can actually record something. But look at what I'm getting so far. There's that mountain that I was talking about earlier. It's about, I'd say, 15K away right now. I also thought if I got up here, maybe I could figure out where I am. I know I want to go that way at some point, and then at some point I need to go back that way. But for now, I'm just climbing, and kind of hoping these farmers don't get mad because they saw me, but nobody's mad. I was gonna ask, but I couldn't find anybody, so I just started climbing. Hopefully my car will be okay. So yeah, let's go see the stairs. Hopefully I'll make it to the top, and I'll show you what it's like up top. I did jump over a fence into a great big wall. So my shoes and socks are pretty soaked. But you know, make do. It is absolutely beautiful. Just cold enough to wear a jacket, but you know, it's getting warm because I'm climbing, and it's about 11 o'clock in the morning, so it's getting a little earlier, or a little later, so it'll probably warm up by then. But yeah, there it is. I don't know, New Zealand somewhere. So I kind of feel like Bear Grylls right now. Really windy. So keep finding these altos to board up. I was gonna say, in the islands of New Zealand, the wind gets really crazy. So what I like to do is find another top cove. It doesn't really cut the wind all the way down, but it shields you from the harshness. And what I'm gonna do is eat my own piss, because I don't know. That's what they pay me for. So I'm gonna do that right now, and hopefully I'll survive this harsh climate. Well, yeah, that's how I want to go, I guess. It's basically an impenetrable forest. It's a small goat track. These things hurt real bad. As you can see, they ripped the wool off of the sheep. But yeah, these things are pretty painful, as you can see. So I've decided I've gone high enough. If I get any higher, probably not going to see too much more. Pretty much can see, I guess, as far as I can see. So I'm pretty content with this. I'll probably go over on that hill and take a few pictures, because, you know, it looks like I'm even higher. I'm not, so... yeah, the summit took me about 20 minutes. I'm going to put Kerouac to the test here and see if it's true that you can't fall down a mountain. I'm not going to run, but I'll probably go a little quicker. be there when I get down. I've seen 3 cars pass, 2 of them very slowly. I think they're just concerned Kiwis. Want to make sure I'm okay. But then it says I'm a tourist on the back, so they probably just think who cares. So yeah, show this sweet rock. I really wish I could push it. I think this is where I'm gonna get out of here. Look at it. Yeah. Just wanted to give you one more view of what I can see up here. It is windy. The view is breathtaking. And the weather is though they conquered me, I couldn't get out of the brambles. And there's a really cool rocky area I tried to get to. Again, failed due to brambles. And see if I can see my path down that I kind of took. Probably go along that fence. You can see some tread tracks that wind their way back around. Should take about 20 minutes, and then I'm going to... Alright, I needed to record this. I'm making my way to Taronga, and I feel like I'm in West Virginia, but at a more massive scale, because things like this just keep showing up. Following this truck here, and so he's keeping me at a slow pace, which I'm actually kind of enjoying because I can kind of see things. The road is a little winding and a little close. Look at how close that guy's getting. This is insane. But when these 2 big boys pass, yeah, so pretty awesome sights, sounds and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just gonna record for a minute because every time I see one of these crazy river parts, I want to capture it, but I can't take a picture. So I guess people raft this because I saw a bunch of people getting out with rafts and stuff, so it's pretty cool. Yeah. So I'm just driving to Taronga, rocking some Black Keys, and enjoying the scenic drive. And then eventually I'll head back to Hobbiton. So again, just driving. I really need to start figuring out where I am. I saw this cool looking building. It's an old abandoned wheelhouse. And these horns started going off. I wasn't sure what they were, so I ran up this hill to find this. Massive operation. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're digging up here. Looks like gravel. I'm not sure though. It's all the way down at the bottom. I actually can't even see the bottom. It looks like there's a cave down there too. So, pretty crazy. Kind of sad that they're digging out a whole chunk of the country, but some call progress, I guess. So a bit of an update on this area. I just found a sign. Turns out this is a 300-year-old gold mine. That as of 2003, they have slowly begun to shut down the gold mine, and there is apparently a plan in progress to do something, or maybe fill this hole. They're going to need a lot of dirt, or it could just be a really big pond, or lake, I guess you could say. But so that's what's going on, and apparently the alarms that I heard were lunch, so I know work's going on. Everybody went to lunch, but that's what it is. It's a gold mine, and I'm now headed that way to Taronga. So according to this plaque, this used to be a pump house. I'm guessing this fell into disrepair because this plaque keeps saying that this is a exact replica of an elevator type thing that was here. And I can see why they quit using it if this is an exact replica, because it's didn't probably work too well this way. But apparently they shut this down in 1956, and ever since then it became a place to throw your rubbish. So they cleaned it slowly but surely. It's pretty clean now, it looks like. But who knows what they're going to do with it now. Parties, weddings, I don't know, whatever you do with old pump houses of dead mines, I guess. If you have any ideas, contact Wahi and let them know, because they're looking for bright people with bright ideas on how to rock this new economy here. So there you go. Okay, one more update, probably for me. I'll probably never show this to anyone, but apparently this pump house that was here used to not be right here, and so they built these things and moved it all the way from over there to over here on this sort of pulley system. So pretty incredible. So here you go, move it or lose it. There you go. Sweetness. Okay, so these hedgerows, these giant hedgerows are all over the northern tip of the North Island. Well, northeastern tip, I guess, is where I am. I guess they block wind and privacy, and there's a lot of fruit and avocado farms and wineries here. All I know is I want these. They're massive and they're cool looking, and they block out people from invading your space. So if I ever get a house, I'm gonna figure out if I can grow these things in the U.S. Because if I can, there are obviously no more right now. I will. It's crazy long road. Mom, I know that you probably don't appreciate me filming while driving. You probably don't think it's very safe, and your baby could get hurt. But don't worry, they have these cute little signs everywhere. I wish one was coming up. I'll try and take a picture of one. With a little kiwi bird making funny faces, telling you the proper ways to drive. And I've been following most of them. I've been looking out for ice. I've been leaving my headlights on. I've been slowing down in wet areas, and I've just been a genuinely courteous kiwi bird, right back at him. So I just wanted to let you know. I figured you'd be watching these at some point and be very scared. I don't know why I'm pointing at my face. There's nothing interesting over here. Maybe this is a little better. Yeah. But I figured I'd let you know everything's gonna be okay. I'm not too far right now from the beaches. I keep seeing bits of ocean off to the left, which is pretty awesome. I'll try and stop in Taronga, which right here it says is driving into Taronga Leela from Futurama. No, not really. I actually just decided to bypass the city center at first because there's a pretty sweet mountain ahead, Mount Maunganui. I don't know. I kind of gave up on trying to pronounce names here a while ago. Sometimes I just say Fajawajamedabada, and people are like, "That's that way," and I don't know how, but it works. We get across the. I guess it's not really a language barrier, the accent barrier. So this is the outskirts of Taronga on my way to Mount Mugawagamigi. So, let's do it. Beach. Yeah. I guess a long way that way is the United States. Long way. Hit a couple other islands first, like this one. It's a close one. But finally made it to a beach. Taronga, which is in the northeastern quadrant of New Zealand. And yeah, I'm gonna take my shoes off and go for a run. The beautiful freezing ocean, as you can tell by my hand shaking. The water's really, really clear though. So just hanging out. Yeah, the shakiness because the water is absolutely frigid, and it's all up on my legs. Wasn't expecting it to be this cold, I'll be honest. Steven? Steven, hey Steven. Steven, it's pretty cold over here. Oh, Dave! Dave! Oh, I'm wet! I'm wet! Oh, okay. Alright, it's all good. It's all good. All good. Oh! I'm not sure I should be out this far. Steven? Steven, big wave, Steven! Steven, prepare yourself. David, I really don't care about the wave. Oh, big wave! I'm floating away. Alright, see, man. I'm going over here. I'm just gonna go. Polly! Alright, yeah, whatever. I don't really care. I'm just gonna stand here. Oh, hello, ladies. Yeah. Oh, Ford, if that's how you're gonna be, I'm just gonna leave. Alright, I'm just gonna leave. Oh, I don't care about him. Oh, now it's getting wet over here. Oh no. Oh, whoa. Hello. Hey, Steven. Steven, I don't like it over there. Just not really my scene. They said no. They weren't really into me. So, fishing? No guidebooks. Let me show you a different shot. Pretty muddy up here. Pretty cool. See a sweet rainbow. All that jazz. But yeah, I just ran up this trail and found this. Pretty cool. It always amazes me how clear the water is here. I mean, you can see all the way straight to the bottom. And this is a spring, so it kind of makes sense, but I mean, it looks delicious. So clear. So clear. Whee! The road is like a roller coaster. Back near Matamata. headed that way at least. Highway 29. Pretty crazy. See that mountain I talked about earlier, way off in the distance, and so then the hill I climbed was way past that. Pretty insane. So I'm officially titling my travels the Random Roads Project. Other than rugby matches, I really don't have much of a plan of what I'm doing here. And so I just find random roads and drive down them, and when I find a place to spend the night, I look up what's around there, and I go places. And I'm on my way to the Tonga-Japan match, and I saw a sign for a waterfall. And I've seen quite a few waterfalls in the last couple days. I guess I'm chasing waterfalls, I don't know. The one I saw last night that Carly showed me was pretty incredible. Unfortunately, it was dark, so I couldn't take any pictures. It does have this one beat just due to height, but this is what I just found randomly. There was a sign, one little sign. I'll show you the road I had to drive on. It was pretty dangerously epic. And yeah, haven't seen a living soul. Just me and a sweet waterfall. Yeah, pretty awesome. Okay, so that walk warmed me up a little bit. And it's pretty cool out still, but that was a little warm. So this is the road I had to come in on to get to that waterfall. I just picked a really boring part to film. This is a pretty exciting road, to be honest. Luckily, I didn't run into anybody or see anybody. Actually missed the falls and realized I was almost back in civilization. But yeah, there's a lot of these turns. And I don't know what these guardrails here are supposed to do, because that is not stopping a car. As you can clearly see, it did not stop a car. But I guess it's to tell you, hey, there's not road here or dirt. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's a long way down on that side. I can't really film it because all these trees and shrubs are in the way. But not fun if you go off. So I decided to be unsafe and film while doing it. But yeah, this was the fun road. It said it was 6K back here, but when you have to drive at 20 almost the whole way, it takes a little while. But got there, saw it, it was beautiful. Glad I went down this random road, and now it's on to Tonga and Japan, which the match starts in about 3 hours, and I'm about 55K outside of the city. And since I haven't picked up my tickets, they say I need to be there at least an hour early to go through all that jazz. So not going to see as much as Northland as I originally planned, which wasn't much of a plan, but I've loved what I've got to see, what I've driven through and everything, and Tonga and Japan, and one day I'll come back and explore a little bit more of the Northland. All right, let's do this. Okay, so I think I've decided the best way to explain New Zealand and exploring New Zealand to at least my nerd brethren out there. Oh, sorry for the weird angle there. It's honestly like playing an Elder Scrolls game, which Skyrim comes out 11/11/11. Don't forget, get it. It's gonna be awesome. It really is like playing an Elder Scrolls game. Like, you just keep exploring. You find new flora. You find new fauna. You find new people with random side quests. You just kind of wander around in it, and every corner is breathtaking and beautiful, and there's all these paths you want to take, but you just don't have time because now you have a job. And yeah, I don't know, I guess for me it's random and funny, but that's the best way to kind of describe New Zealand, and at least my strategy for exploring this beautiful country is just randomly drive around, see something that piques your interest, similar to how a lot of the Elder Scrolls games are designed. They leave a breadcrumb that piques your interest, and you don't have to go there, but if you do, it's always something mind-blowing. So, good job, Todd Howard. You taught me how to explore, and company. You taught me how to explore New Zealand via video game. So, if you ever come to New Zealand, just use the same strategy you do with the Elder Scrolls. Unless you're I'm just going to do the main quest, then you're going to miss out on a lot. So, there you go. Nerd tip of the day. Okay, so this is probably the most skeptical I've been following a random road. I kept seeing signs for this thing called One Tree Point, and I don't think I'm actually even there yet, but I mean, so far it's paid off. Pretty beautiful. This is a boat ramp, obviously. I don't know how that hill over there is turning out, but the crags and the, I don't know, whatever you call them, the top's really cool looking. The ocean is just beyond all of these hills, so this is kind of a bay of the ocean. It's also right over there. As you can see, the sun is coming out right before the rugby match begins, and I can tell people in this area are pretty excited about tonight's match because there's flags, posters, signs, and random people out playing rugby, so pretty exciting. But yeah, another random road, another cool site. The only problem is I don't really know where I am, and I still have to get to Burgers. I don't really know how to pronounce the name of where I'm going, but I need to get to the rugby at some point, so I'm gonna head there now. Alright, bit of a walkthrough of the first stadium. It's pretty confusing right now. There's a lot of people wearing Cincinnati Reds hats, and they're all Tongan fans, so I don't know what that's about. But they're definitely not from Cincinnati from the ones I've talked to. They don't even know who the Reds are. First off, Ryan and Hannah, they have Little Orbit's donuts over there. I had some, just as delicious as the Little Italy Festival. Then we have the pitch. Tonga up close, Japan far away. The stands, the TV, Fox and general admission. And right over there where those Tongan flags are, I'm right behind them. Hopefully they won't wave the flags the entire time because I can't see a third of the field. So yeah, it's getting pretty packed.
see it now. Just have to find the spot now.
Okay, I needed to record this before I forgot. See that little light right there? That light's been on since I got this car, and I wasn't sure why. Until today, when I put my e-brake on, because of where I parked at the match, and then I took the e-brake off all the way, and the light went off. So I've been driving, let's see, I've driven almost 1,100 miles. There's a little numbers down there you can't see. I've driven 1,100 miles or so, by the way, leaving the Tonga match in traffic, with the e-brake on. Yeah, so thank you, Ace Rental Cars, for turning the e-brake on before you gave me the car, and then it being only a third of the way up, so me not being able to see it. So, mystery solved on what the light is. I'm glad that's off, because I was very worried that you know, something was going to explode when I'm in the heart of the South Island, you know, with nobody around. So, good. And first rugby match is over now. Was pretty epic. Tonga versus Japan. Tonga won. It was very cold. Lots and lots of people. I was actually surrounded by all Kiwis, and then there were a bunch of Tongan fans below me, but nothing but Kiwis around me, so that was pretty ironic. Families who brought picnics and stuff, and then had nice warm blankets, and I had none. The concern for the evening is I will be sleeping in the car for the first time, luckily for the first time, and I just remembered that I only have the blanket I stole from the airplane, and it's, let's see, what's the temperature outside? It's currently 13 Celsius outside right now. You can use the internet to look up what that is, and it's only, you know, it's only 9 o'clock, 9:30, so it will be dropping. I currently have the heater on full blast in the car, and will continue to do this as I drive further north tonight to get out of Waiagmere, however you pronounce this place, to find somewhere to camp. So hopefully I will see a warehouse, which is where I bought the air mattress and stuff. Hopefully I'll see one of those, and I can, and it'll be open. I think it closes at 10 though, so maybe I'll be able to get a nice warm blanket. If not, I will be wearing every article of clothing I own. And someone told me I should stuff my layers with newspaper, so I may try that too. So we'll see. All right. Well, looks like I finally about to be up to Interstate 1, which will take me farther north. And I'm gonna go north for a little while tonight and tomorrow, and then tomorrow night is South Africa versus Namibia in North Bay, Auckland, which I drove by the stadium today. Easy to get to, very pretty stadium. Oh look, there's a bedding and furniture store that's closed. So, should be good. Alright, bye. So after the match last night, I just kind of drove for a couple hours north just to get out of the city, and saw a sign for some place to sleep, and this is where I ended up. Pretty cool. Bunch of people. Most people have gone, but lots of Irish people, which is strange because they need to be way farther south in Rotorua by tomorrow. But but that's about a 7-hour drive, I guess, from here. Yeah, don't really know what the plan is today. I have to be in Auckland by 7, so it's currently 9, so it'll take about, from here it'll take about 4 hours to Auckland, so I figure I'll go find the ocean for a bit, and then, yeah, get out of here. There's my car. I slept in the back. 2 things I forgot to prepare for. I forgot a towel, and I forgot a blanket. So I was cold, and then this morning I had to dry off with a t-shirt, but I was able to shower again, so that was cool. So, yeah, off we go. You wake up and see something like this, I dare you to try and have a bad day, because it's not going to happen. Doesn't matter what weird things you're thinking about, you see something like this, the ocean's off there, it all goes away. All your problems are very small, and you're just on the road, and it's beautiful. This one's for you, Dad. Driving through the middle of a golf course. I think me and you need to take a trip over here. Just me, you, 2 bags of golf clubs, a couple clean shirts, we got a car. There's a golf course in every, I don't know, 3 miles. Golf is the 3rd most popular sport in New Zealand behind rugby and cricket, so there are a lot of golf courses, and green fees are about generally about 10 New Zealand dollars, which is about $6 US for a hole of 18, so we could play a lot of golf for very, very cheap. But yeah, so it's people playing golf. It's a beautiful, beautiful day in Northland, and I'm apparently on my way to another waterfall. So, this happened today. I had to buy a map. Because now that I'm going to all these rugby matches, I actually have a schedule that I kind of have to keep. I have to be in certain cities at certain times. And there's one thing I really wanted to see in the Northland, and it's a forest with like 2,000-year-old trees, and it's supposed to be incredibly beautiful and one of the most beautiful forests in the world. And twice I went the wrong way and went 40 minutes out of my way, and right now I'm racing as fast as I can to try and get there and get down to Auckland by 7 o'clock. But we'll see. It's 11 o'clock right now. That gives me 8 hours. The drive is probably going to be 5 hours, scheduled to be 5 hours. So if I can get over to where I need to be and into the forest and back out in 2.5 hours, should be good. But the delays are not good when you're actually trying to get somewhere. And then, you know, I have to get all the way down to Wellington tomorrow for the USA match. So that's going to be a bit of a hike, and I want to make sure I don't get lost at any point for that one. So, because I can't be late for that one either. So that's the plan. The driving's still been beautiful. I haven't regretted going the wrong way yet. I've still seen some cool things and talked to some cool people. So that's not that big of a deal. But you know, I don't want to get lost and miss one of the few things I kind of really had planned that I wanted to see. But if I don't get there, I don't get there. We'll do that. We'll save that for the next trip to New Zealand, I guess. But for now, time to drive fast, take chances. Fortunately, these people are slowing down in front of me. And see if I can get to the forest and get to the match all in the next few hours. Here goes. can't stop to take pictures because I'm kind of in a hurry to get to Waipo Forest. But this road is pretty crazy. Very, very beautiful. Sorry, I forgot to turn the radio down. The Avis brothers are serenading you. Also, incredibly windy road. It's been a lot of fun to drive. Alright. More on the way to the forest. Let's see if this actually shows up again. Oh, yeah. There it is. I believe that is a bay of the ocean. Mailman. Yeah, it has to be with the color of the water, and that means I'm getting very close to where I need to be. I haven't seen a lot of people on this road, which is pretty cool. Been through a couple very, very small towns. We're talking no stoplights, no roundabouts. Blink and they're gone. Towns. Oh, it looks like we're coming to a big one. But, yep, on my way. Look at the crazy sand dunes over there. Huge. And yes, that's what she said. So it's too beautiful to not pull over. I'm gonna have to rush even more after this, but I mean, this is just breathtaking, mind-blowing. There's the town I just went through over there. I saw a sign about a third of the way up the hill that said there is a scenic lookout, and I think it's down still a little ways here, but I don't know if I'm gonna go all the way. There's a 2.5 hour beach trek that takes you down there. And then they also do like dune surfing and stuff in this town, but you have to have a boat to get to it, from what I saw. Yeah, another random thing I stopped to see. And way over that way is Australia, I believe, or Asia. I don't know. Not quite sure where I am, to be honest. Yeah, just saw these guys that were working just left, said hey to them. Big beefy Kiwis. People in this country make me feel very small. They're giants of men and women, especially the Tongan women at the game I was at last night. My God, they were huge. The video and pictures clearly won't capture this, but the sound and the smells are pretty crazy. Obviously you have the sound of the ocean, but there's lots of birds around. But the smell is unlike anything I've ever smelled by an ocean before. It's I guess there's a lot of flowers you can see, and it's very strong, flowery smell. which just kind of overwhelms more senses because you can taste the salt in the air, you can hear the ocean, you can see the ocean, and now you can smell crazy flowers. So, kind of being overwhelmed. Oh, and feel the breeze. I guess that's too. So, pretty crazy. Now I have to hurry up. So I have to say that so far on this trip, obviously it's not been too long now, but the northwest coast of the North Island is winning, or at least close to beating, around the Matamata area for the most beautiful part of this country that I've been to so far. I think the added benefit of the beach and stuff like that and the ocean might be boosting it a little higher. They don't have hobbits in here, so but it is very, very beautiful. Hard to really capture and express any way other than saying that it's beautiful and taking pictures and videos, but kind of wish I didn't have to rush through here. I was lucky to get a couple of days down by Matamata and really kind of explore the beauty of that area. I'd love to get some time to do that here, but just kind of in a rush right now. So maybe one day come back and kind of explore this area a little longer. And considering people say the South Island is more beautiful than the North Island, I can't wait to get there in a couple days and see what that's all about. As for now, still just trying to get to the forest. As you can see, it's starting to rain quite a bit. Just a fine soft rain. Yeah. Oh, coming up to one of my favorite things in New Zealand, the chicken bridges. As Charlie said, it's just a giant game of chicken. I got here first, so I gotta do this. Yeah. Driving, curvy, beautiful, mind-blowing. Can't believe I'm here. Can't believe I get to do something like this, and really, really thankful that I could do something like this. And hopefully these videos and stuff will kind of help you guys understand how amazing it is. By the way, I don't think I mentioned this, but these roads that I've been filming, most of them are main highways. The back roads obviously are, oh, yeah, Waipua Forest. Woo. Most of them are, I filmed a couple back roads, but most of these are main highways. This is what the main highways look like. There's some things that they would, I guess, deem interstates, or inner areas. I don't really know, they don't have states here. That in a very few places look like our interstates or highways, but most of the time they're just two-lane roads. The interstates, really the only place I've found that it gets into having a divide in more than two lanes is in around Auckland, about 30 kilometers outside of Auckland, each direction. It kind of turns into that, but most of the time it's this. And so if you get stuck behind a truck, which I have many times, you just kind of wait till there's less curves, and then they kind of generously tell you that it's clear by turning their turn signal on and pull over and let you go around them. But it's a little death defying. You never know what's going to happen. This drive today has been very adrenaline filled. As you can see, it is incredibly curvy. Luckily I got my four-wheel drive, not that I've needed it yet, but it's here just in case. I have it. I got it. But yeah, just kind of wanted to show off a little bit of this awesome highway I'm on. Oh yeah, no guardrails. They don't really believe in, as I've said many times, they don't really believe in guardrails other than these wood things, which will not stop anything. Oh, there's a guardrail. Wow. Now I sound like an idiot. I'll just edit that part out. Oops.
Alors,
C'est bon, c'est bon.
c'est des batteries? Quelle merde.
Ah, j'ai peut-être commandé un vrai dans le sac, c'est pas beaucoup de kilos.
So that was totally worth it. Very, very cool to be in the presence of something that old, living thing that old, not massive. I guess it's not taller than a redwood, but girth-wise it might be a little bit bigger. I've seen a couple more on this drive, that's why I started recording now, maybe see another one. But yeah, very cool trees. Definitely worth driving out of my way. Way out of my way, honestly. But this whole drive has been phenomenal. It's been beautiful. And everything I could hope for. So now I gotta take this highway for about 150 kilometers before it hits Interstate 1, as I call it, which is the main road in all of the North Island, which will take me into Auckland, and I have 6.5 hours to get there, get my ticket, get to my seat. Luckily, I drove by the stadium the other day, so I know where it's at, and it's easily accessible, so shouldn't be a problem once I get down there. But I don't know how long this amount of time on this highway is going to take. But once I get onto 1, it should take, from where it's supposed to connect, it should take about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So should be good. And maybe I'll eat at some point today instead of just eating digestive biscuits, Nutella, crackers, bread, and apples, which has pretty much been my staple this entire trip. But we'll see. I've had some delicious sushi and some delicious Maori food that Carly took me to, which was very, very good. Yeah, I'm sure I'll explore more food as I'm down here. But for now, just due to the immediacy and need to move quickly, I've just been eating out of my car. And I have to say, the biscuits are delicious. So, alright, time to drive fast and stop filming. See if it gets to a pretty view here. Well, a prettier view, I guess. Right now it's just side of the road. Yeah, there's some ocean. And over here, you have the Northland stretching, beautiful green. A lot of sheep, a lot of cows. I think the roads here really tell a lot about the Kiwis. They, I feel like they look at it and they go, well, we could build a road and get there really fast, or we can build this road, which is much prettier, but still get us there in a good amount of time. They always go with the prettier one, I think, because they're a leisurely sort of people. They just kind of do what they do. You know, just kind of do what they do. What they do is beautiful. I didn't have enough cash for the toll, so I had to take this free route. I took the toll the other day, and it's pretty boring. There's a tunnel, it's pretty cool, and that's about it. But I'm digging the free route. I have plenty of time to get to North Harbor Stadium. Match starts at 8, and it's currently 4. So I guess I got to take this scenic route, which is much more entertaining and beautiful and free. But also a problem, I've pretty much run out of cash, so I'm going to have to find an ATM. But easier said than done. So I'm on an epic quest to find a blanket. Last night was incredibly cold, both at the rugby match and at bedtime. And all I have is a flimsy blanket I stole from the airplane. So I'm trying to find a blanket and have been looking all day. And I don't know where these people get their blankets because they don't have stores like in their towns to buy them. At least not that I've found. Now, I stopped and got a delicious kebab and asked 5 different people where I could get a blanket. 2 people had no idea what a blanket was because they don't speak English, even New Zealand English. So I was pantomiming. Finally, they said they have no idea where you buy blankets in this country, which is strange because they live here, so I have no idea how they keep warm at night. But finally, I went into a pharmacy, and a kind lady told me where to get a blanket, at least the name of a store called The Warehouse, which I've been told by other people is where to buy blankets, and I've been to one, and that's where I bought my inflatable bed, but I forgot to buy a blanket. Now, she then gave me directions to said place. Fortunately, the road is closed for the rugby match that way to get there. So now I'm trying to find another way to get there, which is probably going to just end up with me being incredibly, incredibly lost in northern Auckland. And then I'll get to sit in traffic for a good hour or so trying to get to the actual match. But I'm here a couple hours early, so shouldn't be too much of a problem. I just keep kind of driving like, well, this looks like a business park. Oh, hey, there's 3M. How much you want to bet they don't make capacitive? They only make capacitive touchscreens here. Oh, zing. So yeah, so this doesn't look like the right way. So I guess I'm going to turn around. But hopefully I'll find a blanket before 8 o'clock, or else I will freeze. Walking to the park with a bunch of South African fans. They conveniently built this mall, and conveniently that mall had a Kmart, which also had a few comforters left. So I will be warm and toasty tonight. Well, I'll be warm. I don't know about toasty. So this is North Harbor Stadium. It was built for this specific event. I like their military band a lot. Just wanted to film a bit of the crazy cool rock country, as I don't really know what to call it. As I am headed south to Wellington, and the USA-Australia game. It is an absolutely gorgeous day, and there's a main road called Motorway 1 that is like the main north-south highway in all of New Zealand, and I was on that for a while and then decided, you know, I got a little time, I'm going to decide to take one of these back highways instead. So far, other than these types of cargo trucks, mostly carrying trees and milk, I haven't seen anybody else on this road, which is pretty cool. Allows me to drive at whatever speed I feel like driving. I can slow down and look at things, or go quickly to try and get where I'm going. But yeah, pretty cool area. Of course, right when I start filming the Rocky, this kind of goes away and we just get into normal rolling hills. But yeah, figured I'd show that off as much as I can. Guess I should have started filming a little sooner, but so they have these random pullovers. You can just pull over, ironically, and usually there's a decent view. This one's a little exceptional. Next to a lake. I did jump over a fence and climb a hill. That's why I'm in here with all the cows. There's a creek you can hear going down there. You probably can't hear it, but... And then over there, let's see if I can even get it to turn out, are some snow-capped mountains. So quite breathtaking. Quite breathtaking indeed. At another pit stop, rest area thingy, I've come to realize that they put these in pretty good spots. So when I see a sign, I try and stop now. Because if I didn't stop, I would miss stuff like this. Big lake. And that's the way I'm going, down there. Pretty awesome. Breathtaking as always. This country will never cease to amaze me. Love just being able to randomly pull over and look at mountains, though this time I think I got some weird looks because I kind of pulled over abruptly and had to climb through some brambles to get some of those pictures. I'm starting to wish that this car had a cruise control. I've driven close to 2,000 kilometers now, and I've only been driving for, I don't actually know what day it is. I think it's the 23rd. So I've been driving for 5 days. And my foot is getting a little tired, a little sore. I have a long drive ahead of me, so I wish it had a cruise control. But it doesn't, so I'm surviving. But you never realize how awesome cruise control is until you don't have it. Plus, I would be able to pay less attention to the road. Oh yeah, mountains. Absolutely beautiful, gorgeous, lovely, amazing. About 4 hours outside of Wellington, I think. At least that's what my map says. Another pullover. I missed a really awesome pullover because I got kind of obsessed with passing. Oh, this guy right here. Here he comes. Yeah. Got stuck behind him for a good 45 minutes, and he was only going 70, and the rest of us wanted to go 100, so I got kind of obsessed with passing him. Yeah, I would film this entire walk up here, but it's going to take forever. Drew Sikora, I just wanted to let you know that you would absolutely adore this country. Well-paved roads, well-maintained, curvy, beautiful, not busy at all. You can go up these mountains and around these mountains, and generally the speed limit is 100K, even on these back roads, so even a speed demon like you would, well, you wouldn't be satisfied, but you wouldn't be going way over the speed limit all the time. But yeah, these roads are fun, very fun to drive, and lots of cool stuff to see. So, you know, if you ever get the chance, you do have to drive on the other side, and you won't get to drive your car, but I'm sure you can find something fun to rent. If you ever get the chance, man, you gotta come here and you gotta drive these roads because they are quite excellent. So, yeah, eat your heart out. So I decided to take a risk and take some back roads to Wellington. Supposedly it shouldn't take too much longer, but yeah, I figured I've taken a lot of risks this trip. Why not take another one? And so far I think it's worth it. Just another view point. This is Stormy Point, according to the sign up here. So if you can believe that. Best preserved river sequences. Oh, preserved sequences of river terraces in the world. There you go. Pretty phenomenal. Can you imagine waking up to this every morning? I don't know if you can see it, but there is a plane right there flying lower than I am standing currently. Guessing he's probably a crop duster because I saw a couple of those out, or sightseeing because he's buzzing the river. But pretty crazy that he's actually lower than me. So pretty cool. All right, driving to do. New Zealand rocking the air turbines. Quite a few of them actually. According to Adam Darlington's father, these air turbines kill hundreds of birds a year. But those must be the slowest moving birds in the world because those things are not moving that fast. So either they're really dumb birds or they are really, really slow. This is pretty cool. You know, if they rise to life, I just hope Don Quixote shows up like XKCD said he would, to save us from the giant wind turbine monsters. especially here. I mean, they're pretty screwed. There's a whole army over there. You got the huge ones and the semi-small ones. So crazy. But, oh, rock hit the window. Yeah, on my way to Wellington still. Taking some back roads. A little nervous because it's 4 o'clock, and I got about 2.5 to 3 hours worth of driving apparently left, and traffic is kind of bad here, and I'm gonna guess it's gonna be bad in Wellington. So here's hoping I make it in time to sing the national anthem and get my face painted and stuff. But you know, I'll get there. Just gonna get my driving on here. Just came around the corner and saw this. I do not know if this will turn out on camera because the sun is so freaking bright right now. But it's quite the welcome to Wellington. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I guess technically I'm in Peoria City, but on my way to Wellington, seeing American flags everywhere, which is kind of cool. But that's more because they put up the flags of the teams that are playing, so then you come into their shops. But hey, you know, what ifs. And then I just saw a train go by, and a bunch of the windows were blocked out by American flags, so I guess there's some Americans riding the train to Wellington. But yeah, this is the only highway in and out of Wellington, and as you can see, people are leaving work, so leaving Wellington is kind of crappy right now. But going, just me. Okay, probably not just me, but right now all you can see is me. So yeah, Wellington, super bright, super ocean. Well, I guess that's probably just a sea, but or bay. Can't actually tell. I'm not really paying that much attention. But going to watch the USA hopefully score a couple points against Australia and you know, embarrass Australia a little bit more. Hoping to get my face painted and you know, do some crazy things. Wellington. So I got lost after the game. I don't really know what I was looking for. I think I was looking for a hostel, but yeah, no luck on a hostel or anything really. And I wound up on this crazy windy road with no lights, and all of a sudden I was in darkness right outside of Wellington, and kept driving, and I saw a sign for a beach. I think I got a winner of a spot. I can hear the ocean. I'm in kind of a cove, it looks like, from what I can tell. It's dark. And somebody else is camped out because I can see a fire. But I can see a bajillion stars, and it's super windy. And I got my bed all set up. The only downfall is there's a light right behind me that's shining in, but I'll either jury rig something or just wear a mask and I'll be good. But can't wait to see what this place looks like in the morning. Good night. Good morning. So I'm recording the beginning of this in a bathroom on the beach because, well, you'll hear and see why, because there's no way you'd be able to hear a single thing I said once I walk outside. So last night I got really lost after the match. I was just trying to find a hostel or a hotel or a motel, and just drove hoping I would find something. I found something, but it wasn't a hostel, a motel, or a hotel. Basically, I found this back road and was driving on it, and it was incredibly windy, and it was just me for a long time. And then I saw a sign for a beach, and generally beaches, they just let you camp out near beaches. So I camped, and last night I could see a billion stars. There was one other person camping. They had a fire. And so I was literally rocked to sleep by the wind and the waves because of how windy it is. My car was moving back and forth all night, and it kind of rocked me to sleep, and the sound of the surf kind of drifted me off to sleep. So when I woke, I slept for 10 hours, which I guess is the longest I've slept this whole trip, so who knows, this was what I needed, I guess. So when I walk out this door, you'll see what I woke up to. I think I'm gonna go take a tramp or a hike, as they say in the States, and then come back and take a shower in this bathroom using this incredibly cold water because I haven't bathed in a couple days and I'm starting to stink. So yeah, so let's go outside. So yeah, so there's my car. That's where I slept. And that's why I recorded inside. I think I took a wrong turn. I'm trying to find some gun emplacements and yeah, not here. I think they're up there somewhere. Oh well, I'll get there. I believe that's South Island. I'm not 100% sure though. But I believe that. Yeah. It was a little more than an hour walk. I guess when the Kiwis say it takes an hour, they expect you to be in similar shape to an All Black. I'm not in said shape, so I had to take a couple breaks. But here I am in one of the World War II gun placement bunkers. I think there's 3 in all. This is the only one I saw that was open. But you can see they probably had like radio equipment back here. And the guns up front there. It was quite the spectacular walk. There's also a wind farm right over here. Pretty spectacular. And the sheepy are in here. I actually don't think I'm supposed to be in here. I saw a sign about lambing somewhere and then just decided to ignore it. But this is what I walked all the way down there. Wellington's over there somewhere. Bigger placements down there. Pretty awesome. New Zealand is rocking the wind turbines as they should, because this place is pretty windy. Hello. Adam's dad said these things are killing birds by the hundreds, but look at how slow that thing's moving. That would be a pretty dumb slow bird. They are working on that one though, because it wasn't spinning earlier. I do hope that those of you who read XKCD, hopefully it's wrong and these won't actually turn into giants trying to take over the land, and we need a Don Quixote to come save us. As you can see, those little cars there, they're pretty massive. But yeah, just enjoying the view and the walk. Pretty awesome. Found this concrete remains of a structure. The bunkers are over there. Clearly this was part of them in some way. I'm guessing this is either an office or a bathhouse. There's plumbing, and this kind of looks like it would be a toilet. But it would kind of make sense that the officer's office would be kind of set back here a little farther. So there's probably an office over here, a kitchen over here, and then a bathroom back here with a toilet, a shower stall maybe. I doubt there was a shower, but and then it serviced probably all the guys up there. Just my my guesswork, probably completely wrong. This is probably, I don't know, something completely different. But oh, this was probably the pantry. So, just my thoughts. Maybe I'll find some books or something to try and figure out if I was right. It's very peaceful down here. It's out of the way of the wind. I found a sweet walking stick. And according to a sign I found, the tramp I just took was for advanced walkers. So I'm an advanced walker apparently. So that kind of explains why it was so ridiculously hilly and stuff. And I'm about to walk it back. And then, I don't know, then I'll figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of today and decide if I'm going to stay in Wellington for the Argentina match or go to the South Island early. Honestly, it's looking like I'll probably just go to the South Island today or tomorrow. The Argentina-Scotland match is going to be really good. I hear the Argentinian crowd is one of the most fun to be part of. But everyone I've talked to, like everyone, no matter where they're from, has said that 3 days to explore the South Island is not enough. And I'll regret not spending more time there. So the thought kind of comes to, do I say, all right, I'll just spend 3 days in the South Island and, you know, come back to New Zealand? Or do I say, you know, it's just one World Cup match, I can watch it on TV. You know, thing is, New Zealand will always be here. The World Cup, it's only every 4 years. and Felipe Contempomi is pretty awesome to watch, and I don't think he'll be around much longer. So those are the thoughts going through my head. We'll see. I'm going to try and find an internet cafe and contact my friends in Christchurch and kind of see what's going on. Wellington seems like a really cool city, but it's also city exploring is a little less fun by yourself. It's a lot of fun when you can go with somebody and go to restaurants and go out and meet people and stuff. But when you're by yourself, it's a little harder to do. Whereas walking in the hills and sleeping in your car, you can do that by yourself all the time. So we'll see. I'll make the decision. I don't know. I'll probably just drive into Wellington and see what there is to do and make my decision there. I know there's some really cool. There's supposed to be a really cool observatory in Wellington, and the stars out here are unlike anything I've ever seen. So I may stay tonight just so I can go up to the observatory. I'm not sure if it's open to the public though. So we will see. Right now I'm gonna start my hike back. Probably get some food and figure out what to do. Bye. I love that sound. I love them going over the rocks. Pretty cool. Just want to make a quick note that tonight in Wellington was awesome. Met some cool people, a USA rugby player, some beautiful Kiwi women. Had a great time. Now I am officially sleeping under a bridge, hoping that I don't get towed. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Waiting in line to put my car on the ferry with all these other people. It's a very foggy morning. I got about 3 hours of sleep last night because I was out late meeting people and having a good time. Slept right next to where you check your car in, thinking that would give me an edge, but they said be here at 7:15, and I guess people were here at like 6, so there's a long line. It's also daylight savings, so I thought I was going to get 4 hours of sleep, but I only got 3 because daylight savings happened, so maybe I'll sleep a little on the ferry, but I hear it's a pretty beautiful passage, so I may stay awake and just sleep for a couple hours when I get to the South Island. But yeah, lots of people waiting in line, and decided to get on this ferry and get going on the South Island. Woo! On the ferry, I found an old friend. Let's see, 2005. So, the dreaded Mini Golf's first release. Some great games. Benji Ball and Blackstrap. Good stuff. It's a good thing I got my boat shoes on because I'm on a boat. Yeah. It's been a beautiful 3-hour ship ride. Cruise. There. Sorry, I just woke up. I slept for a good chunk of it. And woke up to beautifulness. I intend to be awake for the first part on the way back because it's pretty cool. Just saw dolphins and seals and dive-bombing birds and dead fish and I don't know, all sorts of things. But pretty cool. About to hit the South Island and start going to Christchurch. I may sleep though, or stop and shower or eat. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Life is full of openness and adventures. So just hit the South Island. Went to the grocery store and the warehouse to get a few things for my adventures. Mostly breads and cheeses and water and stuff like that. The word that I've heard used several times already for the comparison of the South Island to the North Island is the South Island is much more dramatic. I already can see that that's probably true. As soon as I landed, I could see snow-capped mountains. But from what I hear, I'm headed down the east coast right now, the southeast coast, towards Christchurch. And it's supposed to be just mostly hilly and then beaches. And then the northeast coast is supposed to be all the mountain ranges and stuff like that. Right now, I just kind of have a tentative plan that I'm going to Christchurch today and probably meet up with a couple people there. And then tomorrow, I don't really know. The eventual goal is to at least make it to Queenstown, and then come back up and hit the glaciers and the mountains and stuff like that. Hoping to skydive in Queenstown or at least bungee jump. But we will see what happens there. Still not sure how I feel about the fact that I gave up my tickets to the Argentina-Scotland game. I'm definitely glad I did it because I got to meet some cool people because of it. Pretty much what made my night awesome last night. But the more I read about it, that game's going to be really good, and I may have given up tickets to the best game that I had tickets to. But you know, it was worth it to meet the people I met and, you know, have the conversations I had and, you know, have the fun I had. So, definitely worth it now that I think about it more. And I'm excited for the last match that I'm going to, which is England-Scotland. I met a bunch of Americans on the ferry that are going to the USA game in Nelson. And the USA fans are pretty confident that that'll be a good game and that we have a chance to win it. I think we can win it. The reason I decided not to go to that game is I really just can't stand watching Italy play rugby. They're slow, they're boring, and they are, I don't like the way they play at all. I heard they're pretty fun to play with. I've never played with an Italian, but I just don't like the Italian version of the game. It's too slow paced for me, and they kick too much. So yeah, looks like I'm getting into a mountainous pass road already. Curvy, windy, exciting, and stuff like that. And I've got about 330 Ks to Christchurch. It's 1:30 already, so looks like I'll probably be rolling in there around 5 or 6 o'clock. But I'll probably stop anytime I see something interesting. Now that I don't have any rugby to get to, I'm back on a lackadaisical schedule of just kind of going and seeing what happens. So sorry about my finger there. So yeah, that's what's up. Later. It's balmy 7 degrees centigrade here in the South Island. For those of you who don't know Celsius, somewhere between kind of cold and cold, and rainy a lot. I just found this random public restroom with a hole in the bottom, of course, to change and do my morning get readiness in. Just me and some sheep and some outbuildings and stuff. There's a World War I/World War II memorial here. And yeah, feel a lot better after cleaning up and changing clothes. Wearing the same clothes for 2 days gets a little old. Yeah, just hanging out, exploring, lots of lammies. Terrified of me, of course. I don't know what's in this building. It's like chickens at some point. But yeah, it's a soft gray day and South Island. I also need to add that that may have been the coldest water I've ever used to bathe myself in. It was quite frigid. I think they're pumping it straight from the mountain springs. It's refreshing, woke me up, but wow, it was pretty cold. Oh, and I just passed a place that offers just showers. Oh well. Pulling over to take a nap. The 4 hours of sleep was not enough, and even that cold water didn't wake me up enough, so I'm going to take a nap here. Pretty beautiful. Fun note, I tried to pick up another hitchhiker and stopped my car and made space for him. Turned around to pick him up, and right as I turned around to pull up, somebody else pulled up and picked him up. And as I was sitting here in my car, they stopped out and took pictures together. So looks like he found a new best friend, and it's not me. Jeez. So I guess I gotta be quicker on the draw. These hitchhikers, man, they go fast here. Everybody wants one. So unfortunately, I had my bed all set up, but I took it down so I could make room for him, and now I'm just gonna sleep in the chair again. So maybe I'll make bed. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this is where I'm at. So I was just sitting here enjoying some cheese and bread. I think this little fella thinks he's going to get some if he stands here and looks patient. Sorry, dude. I also really like the name of this cafe, the Why Not Cafe. But he should probably go bug those people over there, because I'm not giving him anything. He knows I'm talking about him. Just leaving Christchurch after having spent a couple days there hanging out with John and seeing Sam at the tail end there. Was a very eye-opening experience seeing the devastation. It's a lot more drastic than we ever heard about it in the States. Didn't take a lot of pictures just because I don't know, I didn't really feel comfortable taking pictures of the destruction. But yeah, it was a good time. There's a giant fish. And now I'm headed south, trying to get to Queenstown tonight. And maybe if the weather is good tomorrow, go skydiving. If not, I may just go bungee jumping, or I may just leave. I don't know, we'll see. I just saw something crazy. Unfortunately, I didn't get any footage of it. It's probably pretty normal here. So my Kiwi friends or people who live in New Zealand, if you see this, feel free to make fun of me, but I'd never seen it before. I saw a truck on train tracks, but on the front and the back of it were train wheels, and they had come down, and the car was actually elevated above the ground. Its back tires just touching enough to cause movement forward, I guess, and it was just flying down a train track, and I was kind of in shock. It's pretty cool though. As you can see, I get a lovely view of the mountains as I'm driving south. I'm driving on one right now, but eventually I'll turn more inland, probably in about 100 Ks. I turn more inland and go inland. I just passed Arthur's Pass, which cuts through the mountains, and I would love to take, but I really wanted to go to Queenstown, so maybe next time I'll take Arthur's Pass. But it is a beautiful day. It's like 20 degrees outside, which is absolutely probably the warmest day since I've been here. And that's Celsius, by the way, not Fahrenheit, if you're wondering. And yeah, just driving south, and taking my time, and enjoying the countryside and the big farm machinery, and the mountains. It's been a brilliant last couple days, and you know, headed into the home stretch here. Unfortunately, you know, not much longer in New Zealand, but you know, get back, get to work, should be good. All right. Also, I have one of these weird car truck thingies in front of me that everybody seems to love in this country. Quite ugly in my opinion, but you know, whatever floats your boat. Off to the left here is flat country to the ocean, but we're pretty far away from that. So, yeah, all right. Really starting to get into the incredible mountainous beauty of the South Island. Christchurch is just the tip of seeing these mountains and things, and now I'm starting to drive into them as I go towards Queenstown, taking a couple back roads, but it's been pretty awesome so far. It's a beautiful day too. So I'm driving to Queenstown, and this is the current view I have to suffer with. I'm actually driving up into the mountains. I've tried to wash this windshield like 6 times now, and it will not get any cleaner. I don't know if these marks are inside now, or if the stuff that they have at gas stations just isn't good enough. But it's kind of frustrating. But then I look out my window, past all the dirtiness, and I see this, you know, beautiful sunny day. Currently rocking 16 degrees outside, Celsius. Don't even need a jacket, it's quite beautiful. And headed up into the mountains, hopefully get some sweet pictures and videos when I'm up there. So I would have pulled over and filmed this, but I did pull over, took some pictures, but it was so windy, I could barely stand up. I decided I'm just going to start saying that random places that I am are in Lord of the Rings. So I think somewhere around here, and this may not actually be a joke, is where they built Edoras, I think is what it's called. The castle of the Rohirrim. And it was somewhere in the Southlands, and I remember them saying it was windy. Kind of wishing I had called up. Last night we were in the grocery store, and they have like a bulletin board that just has like random stuff for sale. Kind of wishing I had called this one guy who was selling a copy of the Lord of the Rings tour guide book, just so I could know if a random place that I think might be in Lord of the Rings actually was in Lord of the Rings. Not that I really care, just it would be kind of interesting to know. But yeah, pretty amazing scenery right now. Well, not right now because I'm shooting at a flat point. Okay, here we go. It's gonna get amazing again. yeah, pretty awesome. Can't complain. Definitely agree with the people who said the South Island is very dramatic. It's very dramatic. These rocks are so flat, it's easy to skip. I got one like 9 ago. That one didn't really work. Oh, here we go. This one's super flat. Wow, the wind just took it. So I kind of stopped at a pretty cool place. Lake something. Forgot the name of it. But yeah, I was able to just park over there and walk on over. Apparently, some parts of the year, this lake bed here, it's a little low. Seems very due in the rain from spring, but I guess it's technically not spring yet. 100% spring, I mean. So it'll probably come out, they say. But quite beautiful day. Again, pretty high up in the mountains. Getting there at least. And only need a light jacket, so that makes things pretty nice. Yeah, pretty incredible. It's been an absolutely gorgeous drive so far. Definitely understand how people spend weeks and weeks just in the South Island. But I think I'll be able to see a good chunk in the next 2 days or so. Head back up north for some seeing some friends, and then seeing some more sights, and then some rugby, and that long flight home. So yeah, pretty cool. You guys should come check it out here. Beautiful. So this probably wins as one of the cooler places I've been in my life. Big old mountain at the end of this beautiful, weird blue lake. Big boulders and such. Beautiful. Mountains everywhere. So I'm not really sure what the tradition is here, but on this side of this road there are just stacks and stacks of rocks, and they're not like, just they were piling rocks out of the way. They're like designs and stuff. So I'm not really sure what that means. But as you can see, like, it just goes on forever, basically. There's these rock piles. So yeah, it's kind of weird. But yeah, I don't know. Interesting. So I've been trying to find a good place to pull over and actually look at this river, and there aren't too many. There was like an amusement park type old gold mining village that looked pretty cool, but I saw it long after I drove by. I saw, well, not long after, but there's not really anywhere to turn around on this road, so I couldn't really turn around and go back. But you can see like the old gold mining village across, and there was a horse eating on a cliff, which was interesting. And you can see the river really well, which is where I first saw it. Looks like it would be fun to raft, or really dangerous. Either way, pretty sweet. It goes all the way up there. The road is just following the river at this point. Very cool. I think I'm about 40 miles or 40 kilometers outside of Queenstown. Unfortunately, I'm so far out that I can't get any radio signal, so I can't listen to the USA game, which kind of sucks. But I'm hoping to get in town for the last half. So, all right, gonna drive fast. Finally found a sweet pullover designed specifically for this. Very cool. Very beautiful river. Reminds me of some of the rivers in West Virginia. Man, that would be really fun to raft. It's moving rather quickly. Pretty cool. I just got to achieve two of my life dreams. Sleep under a bridge. This is actually the second time I did this trip already. And take a bath in a mountain stream or river. This is technically a river. Yeah, it's probably the coldest thing I've ever done. And now I'm trying to figure out how to get back over there. But refreshing, very refreshing. In case you were wondering, no, I did not fully submerge myself while nude. Only dipped and washed key areas. And it was very cold. Other fun notes, I lost the plug for my air mattress. So I'm going to go into Queenstown and see if I can find one, because I'll need one for at least the next 2 nights. And my bread has gotten moldy, which I realized after I had eaten several slices. Which, you know, no big deal, but still kind of disheartening. But yeah, so I'm gonna go check out Queenstown. Gonna see how long of a wait it is to do either skydiving or bungee jumping. If it's gonna be too long, then I'm probably just gonna head out, trying to get back to the North Island by the 30th. So we'll see what happens. Time to go. I drove into Queenstown last night, but it was dark. well, it was getting dark and I couldn't film or photograph anything because of how dark it was. But this is the drive into the city. It's quite beautiful. I wandered around the city for a couple hours last night, and talking to random people and eating and watching rugby and stuff. It's a pretty cool town. Very, very much a tourist town though. This is the launching point for hiking the Remarkables. So there's a lot of camping stores and just different sightseeing things and stuff like that. That's why I'm kind of hoping I can find a cap for my air mattress. If not, I think I've come up with a solution that just needs some duct tape. I have a cap of a water bottle that is big enough to cover the area, but not big enough to actually seal the area. So if I can get some duct tape and duct tape it on there, that might work. I actually slept fairly decently though. Just my back is going to start hurting if I do that for 2 or 3 more nights in a row. Another thing, last night I was listening to Radio New Zealand, which is, their equivalent of the BBC, or NPR, which they basically do play NBC or BBC and reports later on, and they were all excited about their new correspondent who is in New York City, and she did a report on things that make sense and things that don't make sense in New York City, and it was quite humorous. I kind of wish I'd recorded it. Things that made sense, she said the subway made sense. It was an easy way to get around, and she enjoyed people watching on it. Things that didn't make sense were tipping, because they don't really tip here. In fact, the restaurant I ate at last night was the first time I've seen a tip line on a receipt, and I think that's because this is such a tourist town that they know that they can actually get tips. So she said tipping didn't really make sense. She didn't understand why she had to pay somebody for a job that they were already getting paid for. And then the other one that was really funny was cheese. She said she didn't really understand the cheese that people eat in America. She said it's all yellow and weird. And then why you would call it a cheese jack, she just doesn't understand. So it was pretty funny to listen to. But yeah, just driving into Queenstown. Developed a cough of some kind. It started when I was in Christchurch. I'm kind of hoping it'll go away as I breathe through the mountain air every day. But yeah, the plan was to wake up at 7 this morning, since I went to bed at 10, and get going, and I don't know, I just couldn't wake up, so I just slept for a couple extra hours after that. But it's a pretty awesome day ahead of me. I do need to make it to the glacier today, and we'll see how long that takes. And then the goal is to get on the ferry on the 29th, and then be on the North Island the 30th, 1st, and 2nd. It's going to require some swift driving tomorrow, and I need to find out when the last ferry is. But I don't mind driving part of the North Island in the dark, because I'll just be covering roads I already drove. So I'll probably, hopefully, get a ferry, in the evening, get back to Wellington around 9, and then drive for 3 or 4 hours, and then crash, and then be able to get back to farther up the North Island. So that's the plan. Right now I'm just going to go into Queenstown, see if I can find a cap, see if I can find anything about skydiving or bungee jumping, and then probably use an internet cafe to check out what time the ferry leaves in the evenings, and probably go ahead and book a trip on that. So those are the plans. Lots of driving, lots of stopping to see cool stuff, lots of talking to people, lots of loving life. Pretty awesome. Bye. Leaving Queenstown kind of in a rush. Bought some stuff. Bought some cookies. Hot cookies. Pretty delicious, but overpriced. Definitely want to come back to Queenstown at some point and spend some time here. It's very beautiful. Seems like a cool town. Like I said, a little touristy, but I hear they have some sweet bungee jumping. But I didn't really feel like waiting for the bungee jumping when I had the possibility of doing an 18,000 foot skydive. So trying to get to Franz Josefs in the next like 5 hours. So it's supposed to be a 6-hour drive, so I'm going to speed a little bit. Talked to a guy in a store, and he said that, you know, it's one of his favorite drives. It's absolutely gorgeous. But he thinks if I don't get stuck behind people like this, then it's totally doable. I figure as I get closer, I'll give the skydive people a call and tell them I'm on my way, and, you know, see if they'll wait for me. One of the cool things about this town is you just see random people walking on the side of the street with skis and snowboards and stuff like that. And keep in mind, it's beginning of spring, edging towards summer. So pretty cool that, you know, people are going skiing year-round here. And I guess tonight we'll see if my duct tape method works. And I need to find an internet cafe tonight as well to figure out and book my return to North Island trip. So yeah, it's gonna be a full day. Lots of driving, lots of jumping, hopefully. And it is absolutely beautiful out today. Loving it. Other fun thing that's to note about Queenstown, I talked to a bunch of people here, just randomly, you know, at stores or on the street or whatever. And a lot of people that live here are not New Zealanders. They're not Kiwis. I met quite a few Americans that live here, and a couple European people. It's interesting. I guess a lot of people move here because they love skiing, and they love, I mean, obviously it's pretty easy to fall in love with this place. It's absolutely gorgeous. But I thought that was kind of interesting because one girl was helping me try and find a cap, and you know, she started talking, and I was like, "You are American," and she was like, "Yeah." So pretty interesting. You know, finding that a lot, actually, that there are people that live in this country that aren't from this country. There's a hitchhiker. I would pick you up, but one, you look really scary, and two, I'm in a hurry. So there was my one chance to pick up a hitchhiker again, but this time I should get this picture of him. And also, in a hurry today. So, sorry, bro, but you'll get picked up because hitchhikers here. I actually saw 4 hitchhikers get picked up while walking around the city, so they will get picked up pretty quickly, unless they look like that guy. He probably won't get picked up because he looks like he wants to kill you. And he was just carrying a round bag, so it's probably a knife or a gun. I'm just kidding. He's probably a real nice guy. Probably missed my shot. He probably was like a Jesus incarnate or something, and that was my test. Judging a book by its cover. Horrible person. But yeah, so I'm driving into these mountains. Pretty excited about that. Can't really see them right now because of the trees, but I will be going through them to get to Franz Josefs, and the skydive is supposed to take place around right above the glacier, and then you're supposed to be able to see a lot of other high mountains and stuff like that. So time to book it. Okay, so I'm actually running out of space on my card, my SD card, so I started deleting music and things. But right now I'm basically climbing a mountain. Unfortunately, I have a really, really freaking slow car in front of me. But fortunately, the view is quite beautiful, so I don't mind 100%. Hoping I'm able to pass him at some point though, because I have a place to be, yo. Scenic lookout. May have to hit that. What I love about driving mountains, I just pop this bad boy in neutral and I'm just coasting. Don't have to do anything except brake and turn. It's pretty awesome. This drive has been pretty incredible already. Can't wait to see what else is coming up. I don't think pictures, words, videos, anything will express how unbelievably beautiful this is right now. My goodness. It is perfect weather, about 65 degrees Fahrenheit. It is sunny. It is just beautiful clouds. Lake Hawaii, Hawaii, H-A-W-A-E, I think. Surrounded by mountains, driving, loving life. Hoping to get to skydive today, but we will see. Man, I understand how people spend weeks and weeks on the South Island. There's just so much to explore here, especially if you're an outdoorsy type. Maybe I'll get to come back here one day, though I'm not really much of a mountain climber or skier or anything, but I think if I were here, it could make me want to do those things. Wow. This is just amazing. Whew. So cool. Got your green fields, yeah, your beach, yeah, your mountains. You got everything right here. Pretty amazing. Absolutely beautiful. And really big snow-capped mountains. Loving it. Sorry I couldn't shoot a few things I just saw. They were absolutely incredible. Some rapid/waterfall. There's a river right next to me here. But there was really nowhere to pull over and kind of look at it. There's a pull over there, but I'd have to walk uphill about 3 kilometers. And then here I can kind of get one here. These waterfalls are insane. The snow is melting on top of the mountain, obviously, and the waterfalls are just incredible. Here, I'm actually gonna pull over and look at one. Goodness, check this out. Huh. Wow, that is cool. The river here. Very cool. So I'm in the jungle part of the mountains. I don't know if it'll turn out very well on here with the dirty, wet windshield and the fog in the distance, but there are just literally hundreds of waterfalls coming down the mountains. It is pretty spectacular. Yeah, there's one right there. I don't know if that's turning out, but there's a couple. Oh, we got a one-lane bridge. We got a one-lane bridge. Oh, they all got to pass the bus. I didn't. Okay, but that's okay. We'll get a good look at this waterfall here. Oh man, that is just so cool. one-lane bridge. Gotta love them. Yeah, so check out the waterfall. Super cool. Yep, now I'm gonna try and pass this. So I just want to point out something that I thought was kind of cool / crazy. So it's raining here, and we're in the wetland jungle part of the mountains. I think these are still the Remarkables. I'm not sure because I have not been looking at a map while driving. I just know if I stay on this road long enough, I'll get to where I need to go. But so it's raining here in the jungle part, and I feel like you have to weather the storm that is constantly around these mountains to get out into this beautiful blue sky over here. I just think it's kind of crazy because it's just like nothing but rain and clouds around that last set of mountains, and then you get out of the mountains, boom, sunshine, blue sky, everything the doctor ordered. I'm hoping blue sky and sunshine is around the glacier, and it's still there when I get there. We'll see. I'm not exactly sure how far away I am. Haven't seen a sign in a long time that says how far away I am. But yeah, we'll see what happens. That's where I came from. Now I'm on the West Coast. I feel like listening to some West Coast gangster rap. Got this long single lane bridge. I don't know if the water is warmer on the West Coast or not. I will let you know once I know. Which shouldn't be too long from now. Apparently I'm only 140k from Franz Joseph, which is 1:30. So at current speed I should be there by 3 o'clock, which should hopefully be ample time to let me jump out the plane at 18,000 feet with an oxygen mask. Hopefully, we will see. Your good times. This part kind of reminds me of the Everglades, Florida. There's just creeks and rivers and swamps everywhere, all going towards the ocean, which is on my left-hand side here. Been following this car for about, I don't know, 150k, and all of a sudden they decided to start driving a little slower, so they may be getting the pass on here in a minute. No, they sped up. They know I'm recording them. Sorry, I did not even realize the music was on. But yeah, it's very pretty Everglades-like bridges every couple hundred feet, feels like, but it's really probably every couple kilometers or whatever. But yeah, it's such a beautiful day. I just tried to sing some opera. It's quite amusing. I guess that's what happens when you're in the car by yourself for, I don't know, days and days straight. But yeah, luckily I've been able to hang out with random people and stuff like that, or I probably would have gone crazy by now. So I may have gone crazy anyways. But yeah, just get my drive on. Beautiful country, love it here, absolutely love it here. There has not been a part of this country that I have not fallen in love with instantly. Even the parts of it that you could almost see inside the United States are just beautiful and lovable. Saunders called it Disney World in real life, and it's funny because they actually call the South Island, what do they call it? It's something that sounds like it's like Southie Land or something like that, and they call Wellington Welly World. So yeah, they basically understand that they're a lot like Disney World, but for adults, and no roller coasters and stuff like that. But Well, I've seen some roller coasters. but yeah, driving. Okay, so literally as soon as I stopped recording, I saw this on the left, so hopefully it will appear again. Kind of cool. It's just an ocean. Actually, it's the Tasman Sea, but you know we'll call it an ocean for now. But yeah, the Tasman Sea rocking out on the West Coast. West Coast, how we do? Something like that. I don't know. I got nothing. But yeah, just adding a little sunshine to my day. Some Tasman Sea and some. Oh yeah, there it is. Beautiful, beautiful. There might be a pullover up here. I just passed one, obviously, but maybe I can pull over and get some shots. Here's one, but there's nothing to see. So maybe up here. We'll see. Look at that water. Beautiful. Just a random pull off. Actually, it's not even a pull off. It's a detour. That used to be the road, and right around the other side, that whole cliffside fell down. But I'm guessing they just kind of gave up and built another road here a while ago. So, yeah, Tasman Sea, way off that way. Well, probably that way is Australia. Yeah. Saw a couple pretty big waves just now, but probably now that I'm recording, there won't be any big ones. Decent sized ones, I guess. There's these random, I took a couple pictures. There are all these rocks up here. What's a sweet rock? All these rocks up here that I guess there's some weird tradition on this beach that you assign a rock when you're here. I don't have a marker, so I can't really sign a rock. But yeah, so there's all these rocks up here that people, travelers and adventurers and people have signed. That person just did theirs yesterday, 2 days ago. So yeah, all these rocks. Pretty cool idea. Over, or whatever his name was. People all over. Some Scotland, Canada, USA, North Island, South Island. And then there are these stacking things again. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. As far as the rock riding, makes me think of the guerrilla art that me and Carly did at Matamata. So I guess this is another form of guerrilla art. It's mass. So while today has been beautiful, it has been full of fail since last night, really. Starts off with the air mattress losing its cap, and me trying about 40 different things to try and fix it. Tonight I'm gonna try. I bought some duct tape, and we'll see if that'll fix it. And then after that, I got to enjoy waking up and eating moldy bread, which, you know, no side effects or anything, but still kind of gross. And then I decided, instead of jumping in Queenstown, which I hear is amazing, I saw an 18,000 foot skydive, which is the highest tandem in the world currently, in Franz Joseph's. So I rushed through my passing to the West Coast, and got here at 3, and the next stick was supposed to be at 4, and so I was waiting an hour until 4, and then they said, well, high wind, so we gotta wait till 5, So I waited till 5, and then at 5 they said, oh, we gotta wait till 5:30, and then at 5:30 they basically called it and said, yeah, no jumps today. Do you want to jump tomorrow? Well, while So this trip has made me rethink my life. I think I just want to be a waterfall explorer. Just want to go around and map all the waterfalls around the world. I mean, I don't know why I'm so enthralled with waterfalls. It's just water falling down a hill. But they're so beautiful, so simple. Also very important. Also, for the first time ever, well, first time on this trip, not first time ever, because I may have done this in Africa, I masked my American accent while talking to a bunch of Italians because we lost so terribly yesterday. So I acted Australian. It seemed to work. They were okay with it. But yeah, walking to the Franz Josephs, trying not to be too disappointed in not being able to jump over top. As you can see, the clouds did start to break. The drop zone's actually over there. But they said it was way too windy to drop, so, you know, they're the experts. I'd rather be alive and save a couple $100 than, you know, jump and die, so, whatever. Okay, so I was thinking about this. There probably isn't such a thing as a waterfall explorer, but there is such a thing as a waterfall photographer. So all I have to do is go back to school, or maybe just take some classes, learn how to do photojournalism, or just photography in general, and then start my new career. Seems pretty simple. But seriously though, I love making games, and I don't see myself leaving that profession for another 40 years at least. But when I retire, when I'm 63, 64, I don't know, haven't decided yet, then I'll become a waterfall photographer. Seriously, it would be sweet. Drive around in my, figure by then we'll have hover cars. Like, hover rounds will be for real hover rounds. So I won't even have to walk to the Franz Joseph. Just hover up here. So that's the plan, new life goal. Hover chair, take pictures of waterfalls. Seems pretty solid. two more notes on the waterfalls. One, I'll need a better camera because my droid just doesn't cut it clearly. And two, oh well, this isn't really on the waterfalls, it's more just positive. If I had skydived, I would probably not have got to walk this path with all these epic waterfalls. So just a positive there. See, that waterfall is pretty tall, and that's what I'm walking towards. So it's just a little glacier, you know, no big deal, just a glacier. Sad thing is, they were telling me how much it melts every year. You can Google that if you want to be sad. There you go. Sadly, there are many reasons I can't get any closer, including this man here saying don't go any closer, and this thing saying that a bunch of people die if you get too close, and many things could happen that could kill you, which sucks because I wanted to touch a glacier. But hey, now I have several reasons to come back here. One, to skydive from 18,000 feet. Two, to climb a glacier. It looks so close. I'm so tempted to go up there, but man, yeah, that's probably not a good idea. So I'm not going to do that. Some more sweet waterfalls. I just ran into a couple of actually the last three guys to take the 7:30 a.m. spot. Some Irish guys. So that was interesting to talk to them and let them know that they had made the right decision to wait until tomorrow morning. But yeah, I definitely hope to be able to come back here one day, take some sweet photos, and get closer to the waterfall, get closer to the glaciers, and jump from above. But for now, I am way more than happy. This is pretty spectacular. Also, I just saw a parrot. Fun thing to note, so this is a glacier. Up there and back there and up there is jungle. It's a subtropic climate. Down here it is freezing because of the wind coming off the glacier, but up there it's tropical, I guess. That's what I'm told. So yeah, very, very cool. Definitely wish I could get closer. Definitely wish I could touch it. Definitely wish I could have skydived. But hey, I'm happy with life. And I really hope I get to come back here one day. New life goal, I think. I want to see Vic Falls. It's Victoria Falls. Sorry. Me and Adam had talked and sort of planned on going to see it when I was in Africa visiting him. But this little guy named Mugabe decided to go crazy and say he was going to kill all the white people in his country. So we decided that probably wasn't the best idea to go hang out in his country when he was trying to kill the white people. So we're both white, you know. So till now, I'll be happy with these. I'll wait till Mugabe passes, or you know, inevitably he won't be in power anymore, because that's kind of what happens in Africa. But yeah, until then I'll be satisfied with the little ones and the big ones. You know, because I'm here and because it's New Zealand and the land is pretty rugged, you know, I have to do it. I have to. On your way to Mordor. Whee! Stupid fat horses. So a lot of people have been wandering around with rugby balls. So I guess. Oh, and most of the people in the town were Irish because they're going down to Dunedin for the Ireland match. But yeah, kind of interesting. I think I just kicked at a parrot. Parrot. Crazy parrots. figured out what it is. Apparently the Irish think playing rugby in front of the Franz Josef is cool. I actually agree with them. It is very cool. Yeah. Kind of wish I had thought of that. Then I could have played by myself. Yay!
The black gates of Mordor. Come on, hobbitses. Not much farther now. Come on. Just this way.
This is what first-person Gollum cam looks like.
Come on, hobbitses. Stupid fat hobbit. Oh, hobbits.
I don't know. Leave me alone, okay? Been by myself for a while, so yeah. So, if you haven't traveled by yourself before, I definitely recommend it. You learn a lot about yourself. At what point you start going a little crazy. You know, you kind of sit back and think about the things that are important in your life. You know, are you happy with the way your life is going, things like that. Luckily, I am very happy with the way my life is going. I love what I do. I have a beautiful family that loves me very much. Great friends and, you know, exciting future professionally and whatever else, I don't know, ecumenically, grammatically. But one thing I've been thinking about a lot is when you travel alone, you're forced to meet people, especially, you know, this is a little different because I'm in New Zealand, but if you speak a different language than the people the country you're in, Carly and I were talking about this actually, and you're with someone else, you're much more likely to just speak that language the whole time, and then never meet the people that speak a foreign language. Whereas if you travel with yourself, or by yourself, you know, you're forced to meet people. And I've come to realize something. As a traveler, the people you meet on the road are more important than the places you see, or the road itself, or the journey. The people are incredibly important, because you can be in a magnificent place like this, and it have an impact on your life. But I mean, you can talk to somebody for 15 minutes and have a huge impact on their life, and they can have a huge impact on yours, and you can make lifelong friends that way. So just, you know, I've definitely made sacrifices in this trip, of places I wanted to see or things I wanted to see, to focus on the people that I've met, and I have not regretted that for a minute. I feel like I've made some great friends, or solidified some great friendships with this trip, and just know that, you know, you don't have to constantly be doing on a trip. You know, sitting down and talking to someone for, I don't know, me and John talked for about 12 hours, is incredibly valuable. You know, the people in this world are really what makes it special. You know, there's beautiful environments, even on Mars. There's no people. So, I don't know. Food for thought. Also, that path that I was thinking about taking apparently goes up there, which looks awesome. We'll see what time it is when I get back to the head of it. Maybe I'll make a mad attempt, but sorry. Just some of my thoughts of the trip so far. Pretty cool. I definitely wish I had a better camera for this. So cool. Okay, so I may have pulled a bit of a tourist boo-boo to do this. The path is way, way down there. But I could hear this bad boy, and I had to come find it. I would like to thank my parents for the years of dance training that I was forced to do. That allowed me to keep my balance on these incredibly slippery rocks, though my toe did get in down there, and it is now wet. But thus is the life of a waterfall photographer. I'm coming to realize. Get real tramp shoes, I mean hiking boots. Get real ones. Mesh shoes don't work. But as you can see, this bad boy goes for a while. This is as high as I wanted to go because that looks real slippery. Sweet! Parrot. Hey buddy. Where you going, Limpy? I don't know what it is with the birds in this country. He's hurt though. Limpy. Oh, found an orange slice. Eat that, buddy. Probably not really going to turn out, but Foggy Mountain's on the right. Beautiful sunset on the left. I'm driving north. Just kind of looking for somewhere to pull over and fall asleep. The thing that kind of sucks about this method of travel, which really this could be the first night that this has actually sucked, is you stop when it gets dark. So far every night I've arrived at a destination on my list right as darkness hits. I don't really have a destination tonight. I just wanted to get as far north as I could before dark. And the reason is not because it's like impossible to travel at night here. It does kind of suck because it gets really, really, really dark, and it's kind of hard to, you know, see the road, and it's just you, and it's kind of creepy. But more, just there's so much to see during the day that you don't want to drive at night because you're gonna miss something. So. Oh man, I could have slept under another bridge right there. But I want to drive for a little bit longer. Beautiful snow-capped mountain over there. Mountains. I did see Mount Cook. Sadly, it was shrouded in clouds. So I'm pretty sure I saw it coming down the other side. So. Yeah, still kind of cool. But yeah, just driving north. Every kilometer I go further today is less I have to go tomorrow, which means I can take it slower getting to Picton. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'll have to try and figure out the time from where I'm at tomorrow. Maybe I can make the earlier ferry, but I'm not sure I really want to do that. That would let me kind of take my time a little more on the North Island, headed north. But also, you know, if I get farther north today, I might be able to pull over and see some things on the way to Picton. I believe the boat is at means I have to be there at 5. So you have to be there an hour early to load in. And then hopefully I'll be able to, you know, see a bit of, it'll be nice, and I'll be able to stand outside and look at the scenery as we drive through. And then once I get into Wellington, I was planning on driving about an hour or 2 outside of Wellington and finding somewhere to pull over. Considering it's the exact same road I drove into Wellington, so it's not really going to be anything new to see. As well as I know there's a lot of nice places to pull over and sleep about an hour and a half out. Tonight's big challenge is to try and get the air mattress to work. I got a couple ideas. If I can just get it to hold some air overnight, that's really all I need. I wasn't too ridiculously uncomfortable last night, but I mean, it could have been better. So yeah, just gonna drive for a bit longer and then pull over, get something to eat. Well, I mean, I have food to eat if I don't make it to another town. I've driven through 2 towns that are completely closed, and Franz Josef was packed to the gills with Irish and Italian people headed to Dunedin, which is what I finally figured out how to pronounce that, for the Ireland-Italy match, which is the day after tomorrow. So even the grocery store looked like it had ridiculous lines, so I figured I would drive north for a bit and then maybe find a grocery store, but it looks like that may be in the last big town. So far everything I've driven through is completely closed. Even like the motels were kind of closed. So yeah, just driving, enjoying life. So of course this doesn't turn out, but I'm at a campsite. This is my first time actually staying at a actual campsite. Right now it's just me. Kind of hoping it'll be just me all night, but they do ask that you pay $5, but I don't have any cash. So I'll look and see, maybe I have some in the car somewhere. But it's already kind of dark, so I can't really tell. But there's a lake, and there's a creek, and there's a toilet and a changing room. So maybe the lake is actually warm enough that tomorrow morning I can jump in, take a little bath, get going. I didn't stop anywhere to get food, so I have cheese and bread. Well, I don't have bread. I have cheese and some crackers and some biscuits and stuff. That will be my dinner tonight. And then I'll probably use the toilet, set up my bed, read for a bit, and go to sleep. It's a very beautiful evening. Hoping it clears a little. It's so empty out here that I hope the clouds. Whoa! I fell down an embankment. I'm hoping the clouds go away so I can see the stars, because I have a feeling they will be more mind-blowing here than anywhere else I've seen them in New Zealand, because there is literally nothing around here for, at least from the direction I came, there was nothing for about 10 miles. So, don't know about the other way. There are cars still going by, because it's only around 9 o'clock. But it's dark, so no reason to drive when you're sightseeing when you can't see any sights. So, here we go. Well, to sum up my day of defeat, as I am now calling this day, all of my cheese has gone bad. Forgot I left it in the car for like 3 days. It was in a thermal package, but yeah, that didn't really work. So now I ate a couple really bad chunks of cheese. But I'll live. I have some crackers, some bread, some biscuits, some fruit, and Nutella and water. All important. and I dropped my phone. Well, I tried. I got 3 amazing nights of sleep out of this air mattress, and I'll never forget it for that. But first night was pretty crappy because I did some things wrong. And then the nights after that I used it were great. Actually would look forward to going to bed because of how comfortable it was and how well I slept. But then I lost the cap. And now, I'm sleeping on a blanket, hoping that my back doesn't get screwed up for the next couple of months. If all goes according to plan, I should only have to use this a maximum of 2 more nights after this one. What's really disappointed about this one not working, this idea that I had not working, was it took me about 20 minutes to pump it up the way that I had it. Not really sure why it didn't work, unless I panicked and put the tape on wrong. If that happened, then the little hole would be enough to leak all the air out eventually. There's a little bit of air in here still, just enough to make me semi-comfortable. But knowing that in a few hours there will be no air left. Oh well. Guess I'll try again tomorrow night. So it finally happened. I achieved my life goal. I picked up a hitchhiker. Drove together for about 2.5 hours. Just dropped him off at his house here in beautiful, sunny Westport, which was not on my list of places to go. But it is a quaint, quiet little town that is very, very beautiful. The guy who I picked up is a fisherman. He's done that for about 3 years. He said he's probably around 23, 24. I forgot to ask him that. But yeah, he's a fisherman, and he was telling me all about the different types of fish that I have to try here and stuff like that. So yeah, it was definitely cool. Always cool to meet new people. It's something I love to do, and he said that this is one of those places where everybody knows everybody, so if you mess up, everybody knows about it. So kind of reminds me of Clinton, Indiana, from the way he described it. There's lots of people being related and everybody knowing each other and stuff like that. So yeah, because I did that though, I'm not regretting this, but because I did that, I missed the early ferry, so I will be taking the normal ferry that I was originally going to take. So now I am... Dude just randomly crossing the road. Now I am going to head to Picton and see what there is to do on the way. I'm just going to kind of take my time. I think it's about a 2-hour drive, and I got about 4 hours to do it in. So my friend did also point out some cool sightseeing things that hopefully I'll get to check out if I come this way again. Fun side note: my cough is getting worse. I think I might be sick. So I'm gonna see if there's a pharmacy around here. I may have passed one and not even noticed. So I can get some meds. I think it's just a cold. But yeah, so this is the beautiful town of Westport. Well, I drove again until I found a spot to pull over, and this is the spot I picked, I guess. Sorry for the shaking, I am kind of cold. It's actually not that cold out, but when you first wake up, it's always cold. So, yeah. I don't know how cold the water is. I'm going to check. If not, there's a pump over here that I can use, but pretty cool. Gonna drive to Picton today and then take the ferry to Wellington. Then I'll drive a couple hours north before I go to sleep. So it's a travel day. Oh wait, every day is a travel day. Good morning. It is a beautiful day. 13 degrees and getting warmer as I drive north, and also sunnier. It is a absolutely perfect day to skydive. Sightlines forever, low wind, and I guess I just missed out by a day. Just been thinking about how awesome it would be to wear an oxygen mask and go about a plane at 18,000 feet. One thing though, talking with the people, I didn't tell them this, but I've had a cough since Christchurch, not sure where it came from. You aren't really supposed to be on oxygen when you have a cough, so maybe in the long run it was much better I didn't jump out of a plane at 18,000 feet with a possible cold/sinus infection. We got some ocean, or this is the Tasman Sea still, about 14, what is it? I read somewhere, hold on, 5,000 kilometers? No, it can't be that far. 4,000 kilometers that way is Tasmania, and then Australia, and then that way, which is just, you can't see anything, is nothingness until you get to Antarctica. So pretty cool. Got another one of those truck car combo thingies in front of me. Somebody told me what they were called, but I forgot. Yeah. I've also been told I may just have hay fever, but I've never really had hay fever before, so I don't know. So yeah, driving north to Picton to get the ferry. Thought maybe there was a small chance I could get on the earlier ferry, but we'll see what time it is when I get to Greymouth. I think that ferry leaves at 1. If it leaves at 1, that means you have to be there at noon, and I don't think there's any way I can get from Greymouth to Picton in 2 hours. So I think I'm just going to probably take my time. My ferry's at 6, so they can get me into Wellington at around 9, and then I can drive for probably till 11 o'clock. But yeah, just driving along, enjoying the beautiful sunny day, warm weather, and yeah, rocking it. Rainbow. Of course, you know, who really discovers things, right? You know, there were people here thousands of years before it was discovered. You know?
Like Maori and stuff.
Yeah. This is my awesome drive. Luckily they have lights. And you don't just hope that you're not going to hit someone. Random pull off on the way to Nelson. I had to stretch my legs. Been driving for a while. Crazy river. Look at how clear it is. I'm so used to the Ohio River where you can't even see in it. But yeah, very pretty. This region definitely reminds me of parts of the U.S. Just mountains and rivers, mountains and rivers. So out of this trip has spawned 3 book ideas, all photo journalism or photo books, I guess you could say. The first book is Most Beautiful Places I've Relieved Myself. Basically every time I pull over and pee, I take a picture. again, these are books that these are preliminary sketch ideas. Okay, these are just, I did not start executing on them at this time. I may have taken quite a few pictures before I peed though, because I wanted to look like I was taking pictures, not peeing. Second book is road signs, crazy road signs. I haven't decided. That may just be New Zealand road signs because they are insane. I really wish I had been taking pictures because they are absolutely redonkulous. They just put everything they can imagine on a road sign, and you're just like, okay. Looks like some gliders over here. Yeah, those are definitely gliders. And the third one is the one I've already discussed, which is Waterfalls Where I Find Them. That's the working title. Not finished, but it's the working title. And I have taken a few pictures for that one. So those are my 3 book ideas. I may come up with some more while I'm here. I don't know. New Zealand is the land of inspiration. Maybe. Igniting sparks. Sheep's How They Lay. There, another book. Done. Sold. Bought it. Gypsies. There you go, another one. But yeah, driving towards these mountains that I need to get through to get to Picketon. Turns out the Picketon Way that goes through Nelson takes an hour and a half longer than originally planned, so I'm taking the pass instead. Not Arthur's Pass, not the pass I wanted to go through, but another pass. And I'm about 127K outside of Picketon, where I will be catching a ferry at 6 o'clock to the North Island. The South Island is more beautiful every minute I'm in it. There are crazy things like these shadows on this hill over here, and lots of sheepies and cows, and mountains. So, yeah, I think that's about it right now. All right. Saw a sign for a national park lake, so I figured I'd pull over. There's only about a K off the road, so not far. It's quite beautiful, pristine, placid, I guess you could say, and very calming. I'm gonna touch it, see how cold it is. Oh, it's cold, just like every other bit of water in this country. Well, Mom, it's no Anderson Ferry, but I think it's pretty good. I just saw dolphins again for the second time. So each time we've crossed, I've seen dolphins. Yeah. There were dolphins back there. Again, just rocking it on the ferry. Not the Anderson ferry. This is the, I forget the name of this one. Something with an AR. Just going through the very tip of the South Island. And then once we get out to open sea, I'm probably going to go take a nap. Kind of a big deal. Boat shoes. Bye, South Island. It's been real. I enjoyed my time in you. Moon, star, and the water just got rougher. More rolling, more pitching. And that's where we're going. Nowhere. No, seriously. Hopefully there's something there. I hope the camera can capture how much the ship just started to roll. A lot more. I'm trying to get my sea legs. It's a beautiful Friday morning, and I'm headed north, not to Alaska, just north. I spent last night in a motel. It's funny because I was driving, just desperately hoping to find one motel, and I finally found one. And of course, it was like 11:30, so I had to wake up the innkeep to let me in, and I told him I was just about to find a motel that was open, and he kind of looked at me funny. So when I woke up this morning, and I took a hot shower, which I haven't had one of those in a while. When I woke up this morning, I drove out, and there's about 10 motels within about, I don't know, 3 blocks of that motel. So I think that's why he gave me a funny look last night. But a funny other thing that happened yesterday that I wanted to recall. So for those of you that have been to like England or Ireland or whatever, you know that the local government, like they call them the council, and you know, like the road crew or the county council and all those things like that. So I was at a park the other day, using the facilities, and there were these 2 gentlemen outside talking about the will of the council, and it was so funny because, like, you know, they were talking about like the most like unsinister thing ever, but the way that they were like the will of the council, I was just like, it sounds like some evil shindig. John Deere dealership. But it made me laugh pretty hard. I was in the bathroom chuckling while these guys were like, "But that isn't the will of the council," and I was like, "Move, deadly serious." But yeah, headed north. Oh, another fun story that happened on the way down. I don't even remember what it was over, but I was waiting to do something. Maybe go to the toilet. I don't know. and there were these ladies who were like in charge of whatever it was, and they were telling everybody, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do this, and so I just smiled at him and I said, okay, that's fine, and the lady said, oh, you're okay, you have a kind smile, and she let me do whatever it was, because everybody else was waiting to do it, and so nobody else got to do it. I don't remember what it was. I'll have to try and remember that, but it was pretty humorous. I've never been told I have a kind smile before. So yeah, also hoping to find a pharmacy today that has cough drops. My throat's a little ragged, but we'll see what I can find. Rugby. Just picked up my second hitchhiker. Very nice man from Wanganui, originally from Wellington. His lady friend just had a baby, and so he was in town visiting her, and he has to go back to Wanganui for a couple days of work. Big baseball fan, which was fun. Just kind of talked to him about what playing baseball your whole life is like, and stuff like that. I picked him up because he looked a little sketchy, and I decided not to judge a book by its cover, and picked him up, and he was, just like any other New Zealander, incredibly kind, nice, told me about the stuff we were seeing, and we talked about sports and life, and what he's doing with his life and stuff like that. So pretty happy with myself that I didn't judge a book by its cover, and picked up a random person that looked a little sketch. And I told him how in the States you don't really pick people up because they could be carrying knives. And he goes, oh yeah, generally I'm carrying a knife, but I decided to not bring it because of that exact same reason. He's like, I just carry it for my own protection. I was like, all right, good. So I got him about 3/4 of the way towards where he needs to go, but our paths diverge. Wanganui is the opposite direction of Taupo, so he's going left, I'm going right. Don't know if it'll turn out, but there's a massive mountain over here on the left. I was hoping to get to see it, and I got to see it. I forget the name of it. Just like I forget the name of everything in this country, because usually it's pretty complicated. So yeah, driving north, about 240k outside of Taupo. Probably gonna stop there and hang out for a little bit. Have myself some more delicious meat pies, because they are delicious. So yeah, beautiful day. So I'm not too far away from that valley I overlooked on the way south, where I said the plane was flying beneath me. Well, here's another one. Let's see, these trees may be in the way, but yeah. I don't know what they're doing down here, and I don't even know if I just got that on video. But he's flying pretty low. I'd say, yeah, I was somewhere around here. I was on a completely different road, way over that way somewhere. That was much higher up, so I could see the entire valley. There's an airport over here, it looks like. Airport meaning landing strip, and gasoline. Grass landing strip. But yeah, so I'm going north and taking pretty much completely different roads than I took on the way down. So I'm seeing new sights and coming from different directions. Pretty cool. The mountain I thought I saw, well, I did see. The mountain I thought that it was I thought it was Mount Taranaki, and I was kind of, when I dropped the hitchhiker off, I realized how far away from Mount Taranaki I actually was. And so after I recorded that video, I was kind of thinking about it and looked at it on a map, and it was in fact a different mountain. Mount Taranaki is about 2 hours west of, northwest of where I was. So, was not Mount Taranaki. will not be seeing that this trip. It is kind of out of the way. Maybe next trip. But I did see Mount Cook, which is actually a bigger mountain. I was supposed to skydive over Mount Cook. It did not happen, as you would know if you've watched other videos. Oh my gosh, here's my favorite sign ever. That is amazing. I saw a similar one earlier. And that calf's face just makes me giggle. So yeah, that makes me realize if they're advertising those, I must not be too far from where I deviated off of one on the way down, because they're, I guess, a local thing. So yeah, about 152K outside of Taupo. There's a huge lake there. Last time I took the western side of the lake. This time I will be taking the eastern side and actually going through Taupo. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, so beautiful day, beautiful drive, meeting new people and loving life. Quite beautiful. Mountains in the distance. Down in the valley. River running through it. Very cool. Random pull off as I'm headed north. This is a desert all around me. Here, let me see over there. And then the mountains. It's quite pretty today. Pretty busy with traffic. Most of the desert, from what I've read and seen, the desert is used as army training grounds. So that's why there's roads and stuff all through for the army to blow stuff up, I guess. And I took some pictures. There's a military museum back there that I took some pictures of. I don't know if they'll turn out. I was driving a little faster than I meant to. But yeah, cool stuff. So I'm on a trail that I'm not going to walk that goes up, way up there towards the mountains. It's an hour and a half for the short walk. It's 6.5 for the long walk. But I thought it was a cool place to pull over, right in between the two mountains. And then all around me is desert, which in the spring apparently the deserts are pretty friendly here because there's a big creek right over there running right through the whole desert. But yeah, it's very peaceful. I'm sure if you go in a couple kilometers it's probably completely dead silent because you can't hear the cars, but I'm not quite geared up to do a hike like that, so. But yeah, quite a beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky. At the lake between Tarongi and Taupo. Once again, I posed the question, why do we not have meat pies in America at every gas station? They are delicious. And the one that I just got here in Tarongi had fresh seafood in it. It was shrimp, scallops, and salmon. Oh my goodness, it was good. Then I had a brownie cookie, which was not as good. But yeah, just headed north. It's a beautiful day. Mountains in the past, along with some birds hanging out, and just headed north. I'm pretty disappointed. I missed the trip flip over. I never reset that. It went to, I guess it goes to 10,000 and then flipped. So missed that about 24K ago. So it would have been right before I got gas or petrol, if you will. But yeah, that's actually not how much I've driven on this trip because I meant to set that when I got the car. I think I'm at around 7K, 6K, 7K. that'd be 6 kk, I guess, 6k kilometers. Yeah, I talked to a couple guys yesterday. They had a group of British guys that had rented a caravan and had been on the South Island for 2.5 weeks and had 6,000. Man, it's crazy. They and a lot of other people I've talked to have taken like 2.5 months off work for this. Those guys spent a week in LA and then were here for the opening ceremony, and then have been to every England game and are going to be here through the final, and then are going to Brisbane for 5 days. So in total, their entire trip is I think 7 weeks, maybe 8 weeks. They said they either had that many vacation days or they took sabbaticals. So that's pretty cool. I forgot to ask them what they did that they could take a sabbatical, but it's still pretty cool. They're cool dudes. But yeah, I just went through Takura, and I don't know what it is, but the only place I can find free wireless in this entire country is in bathrooms. I know why there isn't free wireless. The way that they do their internet, they charge by usage. So that's why everything's secured. Even like if you stay at a motel, you have to get passwords and stuff because they just can't do straight free wireless because of how much they charge. But yep, so headed north. So Dad, in New Zealand they have different obstacles than sand traps on the golf course. They have sheep. I don't know what the penalty is for hitting a sheep, but I'm guessing you get a mulligan. If you hit a lamb, it's probably even better, right? Yeah, targets to aim at.
Scotland lead 6-3. One change for Scotland with Nick DeLuca wearing jersey 22, replacing number 14, Max Evans.
probably won't turn out, but there's some sweet God rays coming as I'm leaving Matamata, and really honestly leaving New Zealand. I got about an hour and a half drive to Auckland. Then I'm going to stop at a store and buy some goodies for my friends in Dallas. We'll have a candy party, I guess, where we just eat New Zealand candy and stuff. And then I drop my car off around 11:30, and then go to the airport and continue my journey eastward home, eastbound and up, I guess, not eastbound and down. The flight should take about 13 hours, 14 hours. Hopefully this weather won't be a problem, but it is New Zealand, so this is their normal weather at this time of year. And then once we get to LA, my flight isn't until like, I get in at like 6 a.m. and my flight isn't until like afternoon. But I know there's an earlier flight, so I'm going to try and see if I can get on the earlier flight. And then get home and get ready for work tomorrow. In softball, if I can actually survive the whole day to go play softball. Hoping for not much jet lag. Just gonna get back to it. Definitely 2 weeks is a good amount of time to spend abroad. That's usually what I do, and I definitely feel like I'm leaving on a high and not leaving like just ready to leave. But at the same time, I'm definitely I'm ready to get back to work and stuff, but I'm not really ready to leave New Zealand and the lifestyle that people live here and the people I've met here and just the beauty of the country and just exploring randomly and just experiencing the joys of life simply and beautifully. But it's time to get back to it. Time to get back to work. Time to make some awesome games and make people happy. It's what I do. Definitely glad I came on this trip. It's been eye-opening. It's reinvigorated my lust for life, my love of people, my love of life. Reminded me what's important in life, who's important in life. And just reminded me that there is more to life than just work. Which I kind of slumped into that for a bit. Traveling by yourself is always a good experience. You're forced to meet people and things like that. So definitely glad about this trip, and I'm excited to share videos and pictures with people. But I think there's just so many things I'll never be able to really explain about this trip, which is good. I don't think I'll ever really try either. So. And I still have a wicked cough. So hoping that doesn't due to the standing out in the cold for rugby and all, and not sleeping a good number of hours and not eating super healthy and all those things. Really hoping this doesn't, after this plane ride doesn't form into something worse than just a cough. So I got cough drops. I got some of this crazy New Zealand medicine. I feel great other than the cough, to be honest. So the medicine is working. I don't feel any other cold symptoms. But yeah, like I said, I just left Matamata. I gave pretty much everything I bought in country that I didn't want to take out of country. I gave it to Carly, and she's either going to use it or or sell it or donate it or whatever. One other fun thing to note, while I was here, all the trees started to bloom. So when I first got here, these trees were all bare. Well, a lot of the trees were bare, and now they're starting to bloom and grow leaves. So it's cool to watch that change while I was here. Some of them already have full leaves and stuff like that. So next time I come back, I'll probably come back, in November or December when it's more summer and everything's full and bright and sunnier, not 15 degrees at the warmest. The warmest I got while I was here was 20 degrees Fahrenheit, which was beautiful. The coldest I got during the day was, I think, 4 Celsius. 20 degrees Celsius and 4 degrees Celsius. So it's been rather extremes. But yeah, driving, just thinking about everything that's happened on this trip and everything I want to take away from it, and the long road home. I'm driving into Auckland, and it's about almost 10 a.m. And I realized with the time difference and everything, I should be arriving in Addison, pending no delays, in exactly 24 hours. Seems like a lot of traveling to do, but then you realize I've pretty much just been traveling nonstop for 2 weeks, so not really that intimidating. But yeah, I am just driving into Auckland. Probably won't actually go into Auckland, because I wanted to stop and buy some food to take home, and then I have to repack everything. Then I have to take my car in by 11:30 or noon or something like that. So that should probably take an hour and a half to do all that stuff. So I was in Auckland last night, so not really missing too much. It's a pretty interesting city. Terrible road planning, no signage. Took me an hour and a half to find the stadium, and I missed the first 27 minutes, which sucked, but it was a great game, so it didn't really matter. But yeah. My seats for that game, I sat right where the players walked in, right above that. So I did miss that. For the national anthem, they would have been facing me, which would have been cool. On the left side of me were the replacements for the England team, and on the right side of me were the replacements for the Scottish team. The way rugby works is you have a full squad, and then you only have 22 players that actually are on the field, 7 guys on the bench, and 15 guys on the field, while the rest of the squad sits in the stands, and they were sitting on either side of me, so that's pretty cool. I also found a Scottish flag laying on the ground, so I took that. So all in all, it was a pretty successful night. Got some fish and chips. It's a good time. Yeah, just driving into Auckland. It's a nice, soft day for my last day in New Zealand. So, it's all come full circle. I'm in the parking lot of the Countdown and Warehouse, where I pretty much started this whole trip. I got all my stuff into a bag, 2 bags and a box. The box is just full of food that people wanted to try that I'm taking home to Dallas and some sending to Cincinnati. Having my last delicious meat pie. And yeah, I did have to throw away some. I brought trashy jeans to hike in, and so I threw those away. And then a couple nasty undershirts. But other than that, I'm pretty much taking home everything I brought and more. So yeah, car's pretty much cleaned up. Got a few things to throw away, and let's take it back and go to the airport. Well, that's it. That is the final mileage. It doesn't look like it's going to come out.
The 771K is just in the last day and a half. So it looks like I drove around 11,000 kilometers, I think. I wish I had the actual starting number, but thank you, car. You've served me well. I've slept in you, I've eaten you, I've frozen to near death in you, I've sweated in you. It's been very useful. Also, thanks New Zealand for a great time. I hope to see you again soon. And yeah, time to go home.